Hey guys, Tim and Adam here, and we want to welcome you back to Flipper Flix. You guys know how much Tim loves his foods, and he got to try a new one recently called 3 Wishes.
Yup. Breakfast being my favorite meal, I was excited to try this new cereal out. It's high in protein, low in sugar, and grain-free.
I thought I saw that 3 Wishes is free from wheat, dairy, soy, oats, corn, rice, and peanuts.
That's right. It's plant-based and gluten-free certified, made with modern-day clean ingredients like chickpeas, pea protein, and tapioca.
Well, that sounds like a feat of food science.
One that took 2 years to develop.
Incredible! So what flavor of these 3 Wishes did you devour, Tim? I saw they had cocoa, cinnamon, honey, and unsweetened.
I went with cocoa, and it was delicious.
With 70% less sugar and as much as 8 times the protein of their decadent counterparts, there can't be anything like this on the shelf right now.
And there isn't. 3 Wishes is now offering our listeners 10% off with the code PODCAST10.
So head to their website at www.3wishescereal.com to learn more.
We hope you enjoy this episode. Come on and record. We'll chat about movies, make a few episodes. I'm Tim. This is Flipper Flix. And
Hey Tim.
Hi.
How's it going?
It's going.
I thought he was gonna lead in with yippee-ki-yay, Mr. Falcon.
Falconing sons of birds. No, this one it just took me that long to figure that little bit out right there.
Oh. Okay.
He's just trying new
but
things, you know.
It's another popular quote from the movie, that I just butchered and changed up a bit, so it's all right.
I'm gonna tell you I missed it.
Come out to the coast, we'll get together, have a few laughs.
Yeah.
Yeah. I modified it slightly. to fit
Just
the
a lot.
podcast.
Just every single word.
Yeah.
I'm Adam.
Yeah, that guy.
Hi, Adam.
Hey, Sam.
I'm Sam.
Yeah, you are. But
So we have social media.
we do? Sam, go ahead.
I'm going to tell you about it. I should have tried a Die Hard quote to, segue that.
Oh, try this.
That
Just
through.
try yippee-ki-yay.
Yippee-ki-yay, we got some social media.
Motherfuckers.
Yeah. Maybe a different week I would have been more creative.
Sorry,
Anywho,
Hans, wrong guess. Would you like to go for double social media where the scores can really change? I don't know. I'm reading quotes off right now.
Okay. I'm sitting here okay.
I would really like for you to respond this whole episode only in quotes.
I'll try.
But we do have some social media on Instagram and Twitter. We're at FlipperFlix. We also release episodes every week on the major podcasting platforms like Spotify, Apple, Anchor, Amazon, Google, the works.
And she just keeps going, and she just keeps going.
And I realized I forgot to tell you that we're a movie review podcast if you hadn't figured that out yet.
What? No.
I know, shocking. We're not very professional, clearly.
What? No.
But we have a good time with it.
What? No.
We also have a website. Oh my god. We also have a website where you can recommend movies for us. It is www.flipperflix.wixsite.com/home.
Yeah.
Don't forget that home part. Otherwise, it won't take you there. And you can rec movies.
Wreck a movie.
You can wreck a movie. Like Die Hard for us to do. Not that this was a recommendation, but just
it
in
was
case.
by Tim.
Yeah. He submitted the form and everything.
Yeah. It worked out perfectly.
We're very formal here, clearly.
Yeah, we have a whole process. You have to submit a form, and then once you submit no, it's just that.
Submit the form.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or if you're like, that form has way too many boxes. How dare I have to put my name? You could just shout us out on Instagram or Twitter and tell us what to do.
Slide into them DMs.
You could take off a whole word just by putting the movie name. Don't even have to put your name. It's great.
Oh my word.
I think that's it for social media.
Yep. So this week we are watching.
We are watching. Currently watching.
Oh, yeah.
/ if you rewind a couple days, if you start us right around this time 2 days ago, Sam and I were watching Die Hard 1, the prequel.
Is there a 1 after it?
Yeah. No, there's not.
I know
It's just
there's
Die
not.
Hard. And our episode this week is called The Great Debate.
So we're doing something a little bit different, I guess.
Yeah, for a holiday extravaganza.
Oh wow, this has a lot of subtitles to it.
Yeah, do you not subtitle? But I'll give you a synopsis of the movie since, everybody's seen it. But for those out there that haven't, this one's for you.
Yeah.
An NYPD officer tries to save his wife and several others taken hostage by German terrorists during a Christmas party at the Nakatomi Plaza in Los Angeles.
And this one was on
HBO Max.
Okay.
It's in the Max.
Mm-hmm. And I think the other ones are on HBO Max too. If you just
Yeah, at least Die Hard 2. And then, Tim, is Die Hard 3 Die Hard with a Vengeance?
No fucking shit, lady. Does it sound like I'm ordering a pizza?
Hey, that's the one quote I have written down.
I love that
Way to take away one of my quotes.
Well, we did tell him to respond only in quotes, and that one was appropriate. So
That one was.
Thanks for the advice.
I can't tell if he's still doing it. Tim, say your name.
I'm John McClane.
Okay, so as we said, we're doing a debate. I will be the moderator because my co-hosts here have elected me this, so I can't win the debate. I am the loudest. Well, actually, depending on the day, Tim might beat me. But I typically am a very loud human. Anyways, so it makes sense for me to moderate.
That way you can yell over top of us.
Yes,
by
yes,
the end
yes.
of the episode,
I can
we'll all be
I can
screaming.
bring out my gavel that is definitely not just my fist. Make sure you guys know what's up.
You're pretty tricky with that accent. You ought to be on fucking TV with that accent.
And he's still doing it.
I know.
But we are going to try and decide our debate here. Going to decide words. Tim, give me a quote real quick because I'm falling off here.
Got invited to the Christmas party by mistake. Who knew? Better than getting caught with your pants down.
Yeah.
So we're debating whether or not this film is a Christmas movie.
The age-old debate.
The age-old debate. Many say it is. Many say it's not. It gets quite heated around that Thanksgiving dinner table because you gotta start prepping and talking about what movies you're watching because nobody can live in the moment.
Yeah. And I just want to slide in a quick thank you right here that you chose to listen to our debate because I'm sure
Oh
there are
yes.
a million podcasts with the same debate happening this week for Christmas. And we are so blessed that you are here for our ridiculousness.
Hashtag blessed.
Yes. So thank you.
Now I know how a TV dinner feels.
Oh
my God.
Perfect.
Okay. So we're gonna have 5 categories, and like every debate, there has to be a winner.
Do you have a timer on us?
No,
Oh, thank God.
I'll count loudly though.
You'll just start gaveling if somebody rambles too
Yes.
long. Okay.
Yes. But the idea is we're gonna use an algorithm. We're gonna take out all of the feelings and whatnot. We're going with science and reasoning because reason will prevail.
Yeah.
Yes. Here.
Here.
Welcome to the party, pal.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, so we got 5 categories. The first one I will get to in a second, but we got to choose who is going to start. So before off screen or off camera or off audio, off Audacity. That's what I'm going for.
Okay.
We decided that Tim was the defendant. Tim is claiming that this film is in fact a Christmas movie, while Sam is saying, "Nah, homie, this ain't shit."
Verbatim what I
Verbatim.
said.
That is what she said. Believe it or not, Sam said that. Anyways, so Tim, I'm sorry, you're going to have to leave your quote land for a second and choose heads or tails. And then if you win, you can choose if you want to start or if you want Sam to start.
All right.
Okay? Let's do this. That did not flip.
All right. You gotta tell
All
me
right,
when
what
to,
did you say,
gotta-
heads
you
or
gotta tell me
tails?
when to call it.
Heads or tails?
Tails.
Tails never fails. All right.
Never fails.
It is heads.
Yeah,
Sam,
do it.
will you? I can take photo evidence, but so Sam, do you want to start or let Tim go first?
I'll let Tim go first.
Okay. I hope Tim is prepared.
Sure. Am I doing like an opening statement or what do we had? What do we
No. Let me read you the first prompt. And you
Okay.
have to
Do we want to talk about our expectations going into this film?
Oh,
or
we
just
probably
don't
should.
care?
No, yeah. Yeah, let's get into our expectations real quick. I'll go because I'm
That
already
could be
talking.
like your opening statement. Yeah, go ahead, Adam.
So my expectations as the moderator is this is going to be a very heated debate here. Sam is going to come flying through the camera because Tim is just throwing out all these arguments and quotes this whole time. And we will have a conclusion by the end of the episode whether or not Die Hard is a Christmas film.
Mm-hmm.
But that being said, as far as the movie goes, I was expecting an action film.
Nice.
Because, it's Bruce Willis. Mm-hmm. And it's Bruce Willis. I mean, when doesn't he do action?
Right.
True. Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, this is the first time I've seen it. And I know Tim dies a little bit inside. And, yeah. Anyways, yeah. Yeah, he died. Anyways, so, yeah, I was expecting a Bruce Willis film.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
And Sam, how about you as the prosecutor in this debate?
I also was excited to watch it, and I had not seen it before, but I did watch the movies that made us special last year, and I was like, oh, that looks pretty good. And then when we were getting ready to do this episode, I'm like, man, I'm pumped because I'm really excited to debate this because, I mean, I know that everybody does it, but clearly people have strong opinions either way, so I think it'll be a fun time.
Because Tim did before we discussed this back in May about doing this episode.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. That's how
ready Tim was.
Been on the menu.
I don't know.
Yeah.
How much you really believe that it's a Christmas movie. But what about you, Tim? Your expectations?
I mean, it's classic. I love this movie. I hadn't seen it in a long time.
Really?
Nice.
Yeah, a long time. So, I don't know. It's Die Hard. It's John McClane. It's core action movie. It's classic one-liners and so many quotes from this movie that are just thrown out there, and little snippets come from this movie that make it into other movies as like jokes or what have you. But yeah, I mean,
because they made 8 different versions of it. But...
Yeah, it's a core to. I mean, yeah, they're still freaking making them.
Oh no! I was saying They tried to make it on a plane. They tried to make it on a train. Not with John McClane.
Ha!
Right.
Nice.
But
and this year they. Sorry, I'll let you finish.
No, that was
but
it.
This year
they
released.
Ah!
They released that Die Hard battery commercial. Did you see that,
my
Tim?
God.
I
For
have
your
not.
car. Oh, you gotta look it up.
Jesus.
It's like Die Hard batteries, and I was like, man, I'm pumped to watch this movie now that this commercial has told me this whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's craziness. So just proof of how much it's still around.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, so we'll get into this debate, debacle, debauchery. Okay, for the first category, now I will say both the prosecutor and the defendant. Okay. Tim and Sam have both actually read the prompts on this.
Yeah.
We don't typically share our notes because that's kind of just our thing. We like to be spontaneous.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, but I gave them the prompts so that they could prepare because, it's a debate. So the first prompt is, does the time of year matter in for a Christmas film? We're trying to decide does the time of year matter in a film? Does it have to be in December? Does it be right around Christmas? And can you replace it with another holiday? Could you be swap it out for 4th of July, right? Fireworks and shit, or Halloween or Valentine's Day. So Tim, how do you feel? Do you think that Die Hard, do you think the movies are required to be at the time of the year, and do you believe that Die Hard fits in it?
Yeah, I think Die Hard fits as a Christmas movie.
I'm glad that you feel that stance. On the
because the time of the year does matter for this movie and Christmas movies. It's it can be the entire month of December usually, or even further out sometimes. And if it has any time to do with Christmas, it's mentioned somehow in every Christmas movie, even if it's not a Christmas movie. But this is a Christmas movie because of the Christmas time. There you go.
Okay, Sam's dying from laughter, but I've got a follow-up question for you. I got a follow-up question for you, Tim. So, would you say a movie, I'm gonna go with Harry Potter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, Part 1, where they all have.
Yeah.
Not part 2.
Part 2 doesn't have Christmas.
This is a common argument. Is Harry Potter a Christmas movie? No, because it's expected that they're going to see every season. They're there for 4+ years at the Harry Potter world, Hogwarts. So, no, that is not a Christmas movie. None of them are because of that.
Okay. Especially not part 2
You're
of
expected
book,
to see
book
all
7,
the seasons
'cause-
and whatever, so they just hit on, the other holidays and whatnot.
Yeah. Yeah. Screw Freeform and ABC Family.
Mm-hmm.
That 25 Days of Christmas, they always play it. So yeah. How about you, Sam? We'll go with you. Miss burst out laughing during somebody else's thing. I almost had to raise the gavel on you.
I couldn't help it. I think he said Christmas like 6
He
times
did
in like
say
5
Christmas.
seconds. I was like,
He did.
is he just going to win because he keeps name dropping Christmas? Because I feel like that's how it's going to be this whole episode. But I will agree with my opponent here that...
The defendant.
Yeah, whatever. The Christmas movie has to have Christmas in it as a central piece. Now, I think where we diverge and where I think the quintessential argument for my side of the case is that Die Hard... What?
The quintessential part of my case.
Yes! Oh, you've
You have
never
to say
heard...
Christmas
These
like
people have
6
never
more
heard me
times.
talk this good. Anywho...
Yeah, Sam talked no good at this. Should talk like this at work, though.
I feel like we should have the moderator for the moderator right now. But anywho, you made me ruin my train of thought.
Okay, your
Anywho, the
quintessential part of your
quintessential
case.
Part of my side of the case is that Die Hard does not, in fact, have to happen around Christmas. While Christmas is a central part of it, Dudesky could have went home to reconcile with his wife for any holiday. He could have been at the Nakatomi Plaza for any other holiday. Oh, or maybe not even for a holiday. He could have just rolled up and been like, you know what? I've been an asshole to my wife. I would like to reconcile today, June the 3rd. It's not a holiday, I don't think. It might be Mother's Day, but probably not.
That's probably someone's birthday.
Yes. Well,
Not
in this movie.
I have a counter to that exact thought. So, he comes out and reluctantly, like, he's basically making this trip, right? Would you assume that?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yes,
he's kind of
I
reluctant.
agree.
He doesn't accept that he's been an asshole. So,
Correct.
what better time than the
Oh
holiday
my God.
that people go
Ooh.
home for?
I will
Christmas
say
is the holiday.
Thanksgiving.
Now, see,
Here's the thing.
If you
You
think
squash your
about it-
beefs on Thanksgiving,
if you
though.
think about it, though, well, yeah, always sunny. But if you think about the holiday in movies or whatever people go home for, it's always Christmas. And for him to be there with his kids and his wife, something that he didn't feel like doing, he was reluctant to do, it was Christmas that brought him there.
True, but I would argue that, like, I never go home for Christmas, so...
No,
Yeah.
but it's the holiday that people go home for.
I will ask this: if you removed Christmas from this film, and like Sam was saying, like if you remove Christmas from this film, would the film stand up on its own, like as just an action movie where a dude comes to LA to see his wife
No.
and kids? You don't think so?
Nope. I think a lot of what this movie, the feel to this movie, comes from all the Christmassy like background stuff that happens, such as they're constantly whistling Christmas songs, listening to Christmas music,
Oh, so
talking
you're getting
about
into other
Christmas.
arguments here.
So no, that's what it is. That's the background of the movie. The setting of it is a lot of Christmas theme.
There is a lot of Christmas, but I would argue that you could slice some 80s music in there and it would be just as fine or something else.
I don't think it
But
would be as top
obviously
tier.
we agree.
Okay,
We disagree.
Okay, so we got to figure out who is right on this.
Me. I'm just kidding.
So, I guess I'm the swaying vote on this.
Mm-hmm.
I will say I think this movie could hold up on its own without Christmas. I think Christmas plays a part, but I don't think it...
Look at all the other diehards. They're all
I
worse
haven't
than
seen
this
them.
movie.
Okay.
The other ones are not
Well, that's a
Christmas
good
themed.
argument.
Okay. Okay, so I'm saying on Sam's side, and I don't think Sam swayed. So we'll just... I'm going to mark that one down first. And then I'm going to go to my next question.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, does genre matter in a movie? Like, does it matter that this movie is, in my opinion, primarily an action film? And, like, does rating play into effect? Like, this movie is rated R. There are boobies in it.
Boobies!
Boobies.
Do you... I'll ask Sam this
I was
one
way
first.
more excited for boobies than Jim was.
I'll ask Sam. Sam will go first this time. does genre matter for a Christmas film?
I would actually... Here you go, Tim. You're welcome. I'm going to step on what I presume to be Tim's side of the line and say that no, genre does not matter for a Christmas film, because one of my favorite Christmas films is Rare Exports, which is a horror Christmas movie.
A Finnish horror Christmas movie.
Yes, it has subtitles. It's great. Everybody should watch it. There's a lot of Santa Claus penises. It's great. Anywho,
This is true. I've seen them.
that is like a scary movie, and it has lots of Christmas elements, and it's full on about Christmas. Like, you can't remove Christmas from it and even have a movie anymore. And it's a horror.
And it's rated R.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people, and there are dicks in it, so, like, your boobies argument, I mean...
Yeah, no. I was just trying to bring it up.
No, I agree. And so, I think that while most people might argue that, like, Christmas should be, like, a rom-com or a kids movie, like, what other genres, you know what I mean? Or is, like, Christmas its own genre? I think a lot of people would argue that, but I personally think some of the best
It's a
ones
subgenre.
are some of the best Christmas movies are Christmas movies that are not, specifically, like, your typical Christmas movie. But, Tim.
How about you, Tim? Do you think genre matters?
No, genre does not matter. But I will say that this is like the action movie Christmas movie.
Right.
Whereas, that's your horror Christmas movie. This is the way to do a Christmas movie that is also an action movie. So that's what makes it the Christmas action movie.
Is it Last Action here? What is the movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger? Where he is like, he's a terrible father.
Jingle All the Way.
That is not an action movie.
Yeah, it's not an action movie.
I don't remember
that is
that
a
movie all the
comedy,
time.
like a kid's like comedy.
Kids comedy.
It's like your typical Christmas movie.
I actually can't think of other
exactly
action Christmas movies.
That's exactly my point. It's the action Christmas movie, and that is fully what makes it. Like, if somebody else made another one, it probably would not hold up to what this is, because this is such a good mix of the theme of Christmas. Everything kind of revolves around it subtly, just to the point where it's almost like they planned to do this heist on Christmas, knowing they'd have a party and blah, 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 knowing these guys' in and outs, and knowing that Takagi would be there. They do this celebration, whatever, specifically on Christmas. So, I don't know. I don't think.
Okay, real quick question. We all agree, I believe, on this. So I want to get into the movie real quick. Bring us back actually into the movie outside of the debate. Are they robbers or are they terrorists?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Because they literally are just robbing.
Yeah, who said we're terrorists? That's Hans Gruber. Yeah. So.
Did he actually say that?
Yeah, he says that. He says she calls him a thief at one point too, and he gets offended. He says, "I'm a very good thief," or something like that.
Yeah, I remember that.
So I would say they're not terrorists.
I know, but they're always described as one, and I'm like, is this because they're German?
See,
so I was one. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I think that's kind of part of the lingo of the era. It was just kind of like, what's gonna sound more crazy? Some guys pulling off a heist or some terrorists? And it's
right.
So they went with terrorists.
I like to also believe that you choose like Germans because they sound more menacing. Like, you don't want to see like an average American be a villain. It's got to be like the Eastern European accent. Even though I think these were West Germans, therefore.
Yeah, I don't know.
They're technically West European, but semantics.
Yeah.
Hans Gruber was too well dressed to be Eastern European. I mean East German, not Eastern European. East German. In 1988.
Yeah.
That wall was still up.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Sam, do you have any points you want to get in real quick about the movie before we tally ho on?
No, I don't think so.
Tim?
What do you mean?
I was just trying to see if we have any. Right, I'm just trying to add in our normal shenanigans with our debate.
Well, I would say that one MF in the sweats was pretty suave. Kit, the guy.
What did you just say?
The suave MF in the sweats, dude.
I'm just like, he said something, and I was like,
yeah, like
I'm not sure I got what he said.
That's my feel right there. That's my look. Like I'm all about the sweats look.
It really speaks to you.
Yeah. So the guy was just for a terrorist or a thief or whatever you want to call it. He's dressed up in sweats. Like I don't know. It was pretty great.
Yeah.
I also want to say they're listed as German terrorists. Back at that again. There's an Asian dude with them.
There is,
I
yeah.
mean, you can be Asian and German, but I mean, I'm not saying you can't do that. I'm just saying when you read German terrorists,
Right.
that's not what I was expecting.
Well, and I wonder how much of, like, the terrorist part of it is, like, Tim was saying, the product of the time, and or, like, the original book, you know? Like, I think the original book, the guy was, like, a detective or, like, a spy or whatever, and it had more of, like, a James Bondy feel, in which case, like, terrorists would make more sense. And then I think they, like, maybe tried to keep that, and then it got a little muddled, because it's, like, they're literally just stealing from this guy.
Right.
Yeah, like Frank Sinatra was supposed to be in the film at one point.
Yeah.
Aww.
In the
He was too
original
old.
version. Yeah, and then he was too old. And then Clint Eastwood owned the rights to the film for a while. And he was set to star in it. And then when he sold the rights, they asked him, hey, you want to be in it? He's like, nah.
Well, I guess
actually don't know what happened.
we could talk about that for a little bit. Like, I think Bruce Willis was a good pick. I know it was, like, his first, like, breakout movie. And I think that,
Yes,
like,
it was.
he kind of, like, pulls it off really well of, like, he's kind of, like, sassy
Mm-hmm.
and, like, having a good time at it. You know what I mean? Like, while Clint Eastwood is, like, hardcore parkour and would do a good job at, like, the manly men things, I'm not sure he would be as lovable.
No, I agree.
All right. So I'll get to my next question. Tim is up to bat.
Woohoo!
Back to the debate.
Wait, who won the last category? Or you're
Tim
not,
won.
you're tallying it yourself?
Tim
Okay.
won, by the way.
Yeah, I didn't
But I'll
have to
tell you the
try.
rest. Yeah, I know.
You're welcome. I
Sam
helped you.
conceded immediately.
I'm not
She's
even
just
gonna
like,
try.
yeah, not for me, man. Okay, so my next one is, how prominent does Christmas have to be? Like, does the music and decorations, like, do those have to be shown, like, full blast? Like, hey, smacking you in the face with a Santa Claus doll, like, we're in Christmas! Like, we're opening presents under a tree. Like, how important is that for a Christmas film? So, Tim, you're up.
Yeah, I mean, I think you have to have elements of it. You can't just, like, mention it once or, like, have one tree, you know,
One
like,
tree.
at some point. One tree, yeah.
Yeah, we had a Christmas tree in the background at about 17 minutes and 43 seconds in. And we're a Christmas film.
Yeah, so, like, this entire movie, there's stuff about the holiday in it, here and there sprinkled in. And like I said, it's the action movie, Xmas movie, you know, like, it's the version of it. I mean, and so they do a good job of, like, in the middle of a character doing something random, they're whistling a song, Christmas song, or John McClane dives into the fountain and then comes out and a Christmas tree falls over. You know, there's constant reminders that it is Christmas, Christmas time. So I think that's important. I don't think you can have just one little you know, Jolly Roger song or whatever about Christmas and then call it a day. You have to have interlying parts about Christmas throughout the film, and that's what this one does.
And I gotta say, his first murder, I'm gonna call it murder because it was a murder,
Ho ho
was
ho.
when he, like, the ho 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 on the
Yeah.
shirt. I thought that was pretty good.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's classic. Yep.
That's classic. Anyway, Sam, what are your thoughts? How prominent does it have to be?
I feel like, again, I have to concede right away. But I, like, it...
Do you have to concede that it has to be, there are good amount of elements, but it doesn't have to be, like, slapping you in the face with it? Is that the part you're conceding, or are you conceding that Die Hard does that?
Both. So
Okay,
I think,
I just
like,
wanted to clarify.
That's
To
2 points.
start,
That's 2 points.
I think the Christmas... I think the Christmas movie has... I'm just going to mute him. Don't even worry about it. Even though I'm helping him with his point on this one. But I think, like, a Christmas movie has to have more than a Christmas tree at 1701. You know what I mean? And, like, I was about to argue that a Christmas movie has to have Santa Claus. And then I was like, well, I'm pretty sure, like, quite a few Christmas movies don't actually show Santa Claus. Like, I know Die Hard has the decoration, but I was going to say, like, oh, Die Hard doesn't have Santa Claus. But then I was like, if I think back on it, I'm pretty sure, like, technically the Grinch doesn't have Santa Claus. Like,
He's
the
dressed
Grinch
as Santa, though.
Claus. Yeah.
I'll count
But,
that.
like, Home Alone, is there a Santa at some point? It's mostly about Kevin and the robbers.
Most likely.
There probably is one, but it's not, like, super... I don't think you necessarily...
You don't need to be beating the head with it.
Yeah, like, if if you took Santa Claus, let's say there is a Santa Claus in Home Alone, because there probably is. If you took Santa away from it, people would still say it's a Christmas movie because the rest of the elements of it are Christmas.
Yes.
So, I don't think I can really stand on one leg and be like, no Santa Claus, no Christmas movie, because that's stupid. So, but I do want to throw a little bit of a wrench in here for The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Okay.
Because I think that, like, that's really the only leg to stand on that I'm ever going to have with this movie is that, like, a lot of people consider The Nightmare Before Christmas a Halloween film.
Because it is.
Right. Even though I would say, like, half the film happens in Christmas Land and Santa Claus is in there and all the decorations and you have Christmas carols and all of that. But some people watch it for Halloween. Now, I personally do not believe that. I believe it's a November movie. Because
Sam likes to cut right down the middle.
like, because I don't really want to watch Christmas at Halloween, and I don't really want to watch Halloween at Christmas, so I like to watch it in November. But I think, like, the people that, you know, live and breathe that it's a Halloween movie, you know, are my people for this debate, because there's plenty of Christmas in there, and it's apparently still a Halloween film.
I still think December 13th on a Friday
Yeah! Like
is the best time to watch Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah, it's, like, perfect.
I would say for that one, it goes either way, but it's so much Tim Burton and whatnot that people are.
It's a Tim Burton
people
film.
people are diehard that it's no pun. Diehard that it's a Halloween movie because of those aspects of it. When in reality, it's whichever one you want it to be, in my opinion. But
yeah, it's really just a Tim Burton film.
Yeah, it's a spooky Tim Burton film.
I guess that answers my next question, guys. Does Santa or Jesus have to be displayed in the movie, like, at all, or just, like, a few times? Or...
Yeah, because I don't know if I'm up first, but I'm
Go ahead.
Go first.
You already started.
Yeah, I'm gonna say no because again, there's several, like, just like Home Alone. I was sitting here thinking when you're talking about that the whole time, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure there's no Santa in the first one at least.
Right?
Is there
or
any
if
nativity
it is,
scenes?
It's very brief.
There might be a nativity scene,
There
like
is a nativity
like
scene,
a decoration, but that's no
So there
different
you
than
go.
like a tree or something, in my opinion, to represent Christmas.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to go that far, Hans he quotes the Bible, like, constantly. So.
Does he really?
Yeah, he does
I
it
don't
a
know
few
the Bible
times.
well enough.
He says it.
I don't listen.
Something
no
like
good.
that. Yeah,
Tim read all those quotes
it's in
a couple
there.
years ago, so he says it.
It's like, yeah. I mean, his first introduction, I'm pretty sure he reads a line from the Bible there, but he does it a couple times. So that, like, to me, that's like the same thing almost. But I digress. I think it's just you don't need either of those in it to be Christmas. That's like more of if you're leaning towards the religious type of Christmas movie, whereas a lot of them are more about family and Christmas, or, you know, something like that, or Halloween and Christmas.
Or Thanksgiving and Christmas. Wait.
Well, I was going to say the one that made me take my argument back was A Charlie Brown Christmas. There's never Santa Claus. Now there
Isn't he Jewish?
I don't think so.
Oh, I don't
have
remember.
a Christmas tree. It's like the little sad
You're
Christmas
right.
tree.
I thought that was the neighbor, though. I don't
I'm
remember.
sure someone is Jewish in it. But I was just saying, like, there's no Santa Claus in it, but they do get a little religious towards the end. But,
Okay.
I mean, Jesus is not there, so...
Okay. So that being said, would you say any movie with Santa in it, or, like, Santa and or, like, Jesus and not necessarily going to church,
religious
but,
aspects.
like the nativity part. Would you say Rise of the Guardians is a Christmas film? Santa Claus is a main character in it, Sam.
I would say no.
There is about 7 minutes of it being on Christmas. There are elves. There are Santa. There's snow.
Well, but that goes back to point one. If you remove Santa Claus from it, the rest of the Guardians still carry on the story. Like,
No, I know.
You could take the Christmas
I'm just
out
throwing
of it.
stuff at you.
I've never seen that one, so.
That's fun.
It's a very brief Christmas. I wouldn't consider it a Christmas film at all. The Christmas in it is very brief.
For us, we watch it before Christmas. Like, before December. Like, that awkward in-between state before
November.
Thanksgiving.
That's kind of like,
in December.
That's kind of what we were just talking about, how it's like just peppered in there real quick, kind of.
Yeah. It, like, kind of gets you prepped for Christmas
Yeah.
season without having to watch Christmas.
Yeah.
Okay, Tim wins again.
Okay,
Good
and
niche.
for my so we've seen the movie, and like we were talking about like how Christmas is peppered in. I didn't going into this movie. I didn't know how much it was going to be, so I literally paused the movie the first second I saw Christmas something like anything Christmas related.
Yep.
Tim, any guess on how early into the film you saw something about Christmas?
Let's see. Let me find it here.
Oh, did you look for it too?
I think this is the second time I noticed it. I don't remember when the first time was, but 8 minutes and 30 seconds into the movie, and Xmas has been talked about more than anything else. I think there was one or two more things before that I was
At
just
2 minutes and 54 seconds,
Yeah.
you see your first Christmas tree.
yeah.
Yeah, because I was gonna say, does it start at the office party or does it start on the plane? Because on
Plane.
the plane,
Yeah, it's
he's
plane.
talking about Christmas with the dude.
Oh, dude,
Yeah.
have you? We've all moved into new homes. Have you guys done the shoes off, like wrapping your finger,
No.
your finger
No.
toes? No. Do you
Oh
think? Do you
god, that was so weird.
so real quick for the viewers who have not seen that, the viewers of our listening show, that Bruce Willis is on a plane. John McClane is on a plane. Sorry, I'm trying to use the real name. And this dude next to him is like, "Hey, yeah, if you want to feel like you're at home in a hotel, just take your shoes off, take your socks off, and just what does he say? Like
Make a
roll your
fist
toes
with your toes.
With your toes, yeah.
on the carpet. It'll make you feel like home."
Yeah.
It is not
And then-
better than a hot shower and a coffee. There's no
Yeah.
way.
Yeah, no, Tim will drink like 7 cups of coffee before he does that.
Yeah.
Well, I will say we got this like new bath mat that like
Oh,
has little.
I would do
I
it,
don't know
man.
how to describe it. Something it's
It's
like
tendrils.
Little, it's like
Tendrils.
little noodles that come up that are super soft, and so I did it on that, and I was like, ooh,
Maybe.
I get it.
All right, now
but
I
like
need
if you
one.
talk, if you,
Well, they're pretty cool, man.
yeah, I'll send it to you.
They're not
It's
as
a
soft
bed-
as I was expecting, but
It's a
like
Bed Bath and Beyond.
it's not like padded.
But I was gonna say, here's the thing: hotels have creepy hotel carpet.
Yeah, don't do this
And
at
if
home.
you haven't
or a
noticed it,
hotel.
like, you're gonna notice it now. It's like cruises. They have creepy cruise carpet. So, like, I don't really want to be making fists with my toes in the
Wait.
creepy carpet.
Like I always when he said that, I was thinking like you like tried to grab some of the carpet with your toes. No, those carpets are flat. You can't like.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
It's like a piece of cement that's padded.
Yeah, it's like hundreds of years of people's feet and have
Your
been on it.
skin
And it's just weighing it down. And yes, what I really want to do is, like, get my toes up in there.
toes all up in there.
Other people's toe cheese.
Yay! But I before we get to my last question again, I'm trying to bring in the movie. You know, I really want to talk about how John McClane, when he's going and massacring these folks, he's looting. I loved it
Yeah?
Yeah.
because you don't see that in a movie. He's like just digging through their shit. How does this guy know so much about us? Well, he's pulling out their wallets and looking at their
Yeah.
names.
Like when he writes their names on his arm and shit, and he's listening on the
Yeah.
radio. Oh yeah, good shit.
So my one thing with that, like with the whole bartending thing, like the fake IDs and he could be a bartender.
That guy's just supposed to be asinine. Yeah.
No, I
Yeah.
know. Actually, I'm gonna mess up his name. Robert Egert.
Ooh.
He's like the reviewer of reviewers.
Oh, okay.
He said this movie is absolute garbage simply because of that guy.
Oh.
The Dwayne T. Robinson. He said you remove that from the movie, it's really good, but he ruined the movie for him.
Huh.
I can see that.
Yeah.
I mean, but
I
the
kinda feel
point
like
is,
he didn't-
you, this,
Go ahead.
I don't know. I was just gonna say the point of that character is to be that like, ugh, you idiot.
Yeah.
Let Pal talk.
Yeah. And
Al Pal.
I was just gonna say that, like, I don't think he needed to be there. Like,
No.
No.
he
he
was
didn't.
really just and also I would argue the same about, like, that's not the same guy as the reporter, right? That's like the chief of police guy.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. I also agree that
like assistant chief of police.
Yeah, deputy
Yeah,
chief.
whatever.
Yeah.
the
Oh.
the reporter guy, like, basically the reporter guy was also an asshole. So, like, we didn't need two assholes that were clueless. Like, I guess that would be my beef. Like, you could have gotten rid of one of them.
We had 4
If not both.
clueless assholes.
We're talking about the Johnson & Johnson?
Yeah, if you include those 2 guys as well, I mean, they were like the I want to say epitome of like the whole like the combination of all of them into just pure stupidity. Like I don't know, they were awful, but yeah. They made me
they
groan
really
a lot. Yeah.
So bringing up the FBI agents and like their task force to get in, I was thinking about this. I guess the reason why I could conclude that they're terrorists are most robbers don't bring a freaking RPG.
True.
Well, and that's what I was gonna say, like the explosives, right? Like they were pretty like fully loaded as far as like heist men go.
Yeah, I would say that like, but terrorists are trying to strike terror.
There has to be like a political goal. Now, I will say they were kind of making it seem like that. But they were using their stuff. True. They were using their stuff as kind of like warnings and whatnot, and obviously they were killing people, so that's not really a warning. But like,
that freaking
they
idiot,
weren't just going around and doing stuff without purpose, but they would, they were obviously able to kill without care. But their whole facade was that they were terrorists when they were really just there to take the bearer bonds and stuff, and like. You know how he tells them to release people from prison or whatever, and like he saw it in Times Magazine. So they have the facade and they know how to play the system, sort of, which is also how they play the FBI guys. Yeah, and that's the whole point. It's like they're terrorists in quotes, but
they were striking some terror, in fact.
Sure, yeah.
But the weird, long, flowing blonde dude's hair. That guy.
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Angry Man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, a lot of them were like that. I just want to kill him.
He was like a ballet dancer or something in real life.
Huh.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, or something. He was like, this is like his first acting. I think that was him.
Oh, gotcha.
Sam said, we rewatched that like show where what was it called, Sam?
The Movies That Made Us.
Yeah, that one.
Huh.
We watched that. We rewatched that this week.
Well, I was hoping that it would give me some like
legs to stand on,
perspective to argue my points, which technically it does in the fact that like, but then the screenwriter, I'm going to say it anyway. So the screenwriter in the show said that it's not like, it's really just a story about a guy that needs to make up with his wife. Cause I guess like he didn't know how to write it. And like, you never know how much of this is BS, but anyway, he was like, I didn't know how to write that. Like, how am I going to turn this into a screenplay when he's talking about the Nothing Lasts Forever book? And then I guess he had an argument with his wife or whatever. And so he was like driving down the highway and like there was a box in the middle of the highway, like a refrigerator box. And he's like, oh, I can't swerve out of the way. So he like hit it and he was like, oh, it's empty. And then he's like, oh, I got to go home and apologize to my wife. And he's like, boom, that's how we're going to get this movie started. You know what I mean? Because, like, the original book was about a guy that, like, flings his daughter off the plaza.
A 60-year-old man drops his 40-year-old daughter off of
the side of the building.
Yeah, that was the original story.
And he's like, I'm not doing that.
Oh, spoilers for those who have not read the book.
Yeah, so anywho, so I was like, oh, okay, like, I can use that piece of evidence. But then later, I guess on Twitter, the guy said that it's definitely a Christmas movie. So I'm like, great!
that was going to be my last thing I brought up. But you have to take that kind of satirically because he says only because he didn't get permission to do it about Purim or whatever, however you say that.
Yeah.
And that's a Jewish thing, so I don't know.
Oh,
I think that it's kind of like satire in that aspect that he's joking around, but
yeah, the director also says it's a Christmas film.
Right.
Yeah, I know. So, like, it's just stacking up people that say it's a Christmas film.
But John McClane himself does not believe it's a Christmas film.
Yes.
Yeah, Bruce Willis. But then again, he's just a pure action guy, so he would say that.
He doesn't want it to be a Christmas
Yeah, he doesn't
movie.
want it to be. He's in denial.
Yeah. I will also state that, like, I'm a person who says GIF, and the creator of them says GIF.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So I disregard everything he says about it.
There you go.
So
yeah.
I mean, that's the way of America, right?
America.
You disregard all opinions that do not align with yours.
Right. Okay. Okay. Back to the debate. This has been very debatey.
Has it?
Yes. Okay. My last question is, and this one I'm sorry, Sam.
I have to concede again.
A Christmas movie Does a Christmas movie have to have lovable characters and a heartwarming ending?
Oh.
Sam, would you like to go first? She was a lot stronger going into this movie.
Yeah.
I mean, coming into this debate.
She didn't realize it was so stacked
say...
against her.
She read the questions before we started.
Yes.
And okayed them.
Yes, but I think a lot of my arguments are not, like, I think, well, let me just put that out there. I'll kind of put my closing statement before I concede this point. That I think a lot of the people that say that this is not a Christmas movie really just want to say that it's not a Christmas movie. Like, I don't really think it's a Christmas movie because it just doesn't feel like a Christmas movie to me. But that's not true, you know? Like, I just want to say it's not a Christmas movie because...
Haters.
I want to be a hater. Not because I really have any leg to stand on about it. Like, I enjoy the movie. But at the same time, if I sit there, like, I think it would have to be a November movie. Because, like, I'm not going to want to watch it in July. Like, that doesn't... Like, there's too much Christmas for that. So... I don't know. I think a lot of the people that say that it's not a Christmas movie just want to be poo-poo. But anyhow.
I will also state that, I don't know, I feel like this movie has, like, a lot of people say it's not Christmas till Hans Gruber falls off the Nakatomi Tower, right?
Yeah.
Plaza.
That's a
Tim,
meme.
would you agree with that?
It's not Christmas until he falls off?
Yeah.
No.
Like, as in, like, they have to watch it every year.
Yeah, it's like people watch it every year on Christmas Eve.
Oh, I think so, because, I mean, while I agree with Sam, it actually doesn't feel to me like a Christmas movie, but I will never think of watching this movie until Christmas kind of goes around. Like, it's like...
Right.
And it always shows up around Christmas time, and, like, you know, maybe that's part of, like, society's ingrained it as a Christmas movie. But, like, while it's truly an action movie that is, you know, secondary... I don't know how to word that.
It's subgenre.
Its other genre is, you know, Christmas. I'm not gonna watch this in the summer. Like, it's just not going to. Even though, like, I would probably enjoy it just as much. Probably not, because it's not around Christmas. But I don't know. It's just the same feel. I have no thoughts about the movie aside from, you know, Christmas time. I don't know.
Yeah,
like, I think it's a tradition thing.
Yeah.
And I think the Christmas elements are overpowering. So, like, I don't know that it's right to say, like, it doesn't feel like a Christmas movie. Because there's plenty of Christmas to go around, like, punching you in the face.
Yep.
There's just something about it that's, like...
I think it's because it's action.
It doesn't fit the traditional Christmas mold. And, like, maybe it would if there were other action Christmas movies. Like,
I can't think of any.
I was going to say, there are other horror Christmas movies,
Krampus.
so, like, it's not really, like, weird for that to be a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not unheard of.
I would say...
but that just recently came around.
Like, the show Happy is very Christmas themed, and it's kind of like an action, or it's kind of got a Die Hard feel to it.
Okay.
That show. I love that show, but for those who haven't seen it, if you guys haven't seen it,
check back to the last movie we watched with Bruce Willis, 12 Monkeys. Where Tim goes on a rant about Happy.
Yeah.
No, Happy is amazing. Now I want to watch it.
I have no idea how I remembered that.
I didn't remember that, but apparently I like Happy, so.
Yeah. Is this going to be the tattoo?
I'm gonna
one
get,
of the tattoos
yeah,
you're going to get?
I'm going to get Happy tattooed at some point, because he's amazing.
Would you guys say there are lovable characters and there's a heartwarming ending? Like, do you think that's a requirement for most Christmas movies? Because, I mean... You're not going to get that as much with a horror Christmas movie, but, like, even this one, I will state my point of view is I think Argyle is hilarious.
Yeah.
Al Pal.
Argyle's great.
But then I would say that John McClane is third for me. Now, fourth, I'd say I like Hans Gruber better than
Hans
McClane.
is amazing,
What?
but, I mean...
No.
Alan Rickman, his acting alone.
Yeah.
I mean, in a lot of movies, the villains carry the movie, in my opinion. A lot of them, because villains tend to make the hero. Like, you always have, in order for a hero to be a hero in a movie, they have to overcome something more powerful than them. So the villain is usually, in one aspect, better than the hero. Or, you know, in this instance, it's not a run and gun movie. He's fighting off his whole squad of Goonies and Alan Rickman.
12.
Yeah, exactly. Alan Rickman or Hans, outsmarts him a little bit, but then John is smart enough because of his background, and he doesn't give him a loaded gun, stuff like that. So he's slowly gathering information about Hans to where he eventually is able to outsmart him and beat him.
Yeah.
I think the hero is made by the villain, and in a lot of movies, villains carry until the very last moment when the hero shines. But
Yeah, let's use Avengers real quick. as
oh,
an example.
absolutely, absolutely.
Sam, Avengers 2, Age of Ultron. What'd you think of Ultron? Do you remember him?
No.
Yeah. Well, he looked at the internet and decided to kill all of humanity.
Yeah.
That was his whole shtick.
Nice.
But most people would say Avengers 2 is probably the weakest of the Avengers films.
Yeah.
I'm not saying every single individual Avenger, like solo film. I'm saying the 4 Avengers films.
Right.
Thanos, Infinity War Thanos, in my opinion, is the hero. I like just to think he's the hero, but it's fun.
Mm-hmm.
But he is a great villain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he carries that film.
Yeah.
Yes. A lot of people argue that Infinity War is better than Endgame because
I would argue
of
that
Thanos.
every day.
100%.
Yeah.
100% say that every day.
And I really don't want it to be, but I honestly feel that way. Like, it's just so good. It's so refreshing and so good because the bad guy wins. Like, they can't beat him, and they have to fucking basically cheat and to beat him. But
right. Time traveling is cheating.
Yeah, it's kind of cheating. Yeah.
Anyways, I'm gonna bring us back to Christmas.
Well,
Yes.
I will also say
Go ahead,
in
Tim.
Spider-Man, what's his face that plays Vulture? That
Michael Keaton.
Oh, holy shit! I loved him so much in that. He was such a good Vulture and such a good baddie.
He was.
That it just made the film. But yeah, anyway.
Because Vulture was a garbage villain in the comics.
Or Green Goblin by what's his face?
Oh, Willem Dafoe.
Willem Dafoe.
Yes.
Anything he's in, really.
Yeah.
I mean.
Oh yeah, he's just phenomenal.
Anyway, we're gonna keep going. I can't stop. All right.
We haven't seen anything on him. Yeah, we're like halfway to bet.
Yeah.
But I would say, to like actually argue a point about this, yes, Christmas movies have to have lovable characters. Look at the Grinch. Look at the Santa Claus.
Look
Like
at
Tim
Al.
Allen's a bumbling dad. Like, what did you say?
Look at Owl Pal.
Owl Pal. Look at Klaus, like their friendship.
Oh, Klaus is so
The
good.
Polar Express, like you love the little kids, except for that one because he's fucking annoying.
Oh, Mandark?
Yeah. So like there has to be lovable characters, hands down.
Yeah.
Now I think where it gets a little bit squishy is like a heartwarming ending because as we said, like if I think about rare exports, like I think there's still a heartwarming ending, but like when you think about a horror Christmas movie, I don't know that you would ever categorize an ending as like heartwarming for a horror.
You know what?
film.
Rare exports, I would say it is, but
yeah, that's as close as you can get though. So like I think
it's an exception, not the rule.
yeah, but I do think they have to kind of like wrap the story up in a nice bow. Like you're not gonna Infinity War it and let the villain win for
Christmas
a
isn't
movie.
going to be ruined at the end of the film.
Right.
Yeah, like look at the Grinch.
I think that's the best
Even
way to
the
say
Grinch
that.
can't win, and like he's a lovable character on his own. And like if he were to win, people would probably be just as happy with the film. But even the Grinch can't win.
Yeah, and Max is a boss.
Max is a boss.
So we're gonna say that lovable characters are required.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say, Tim, do you have anything to add?
No, I agree with that. Yeah. I'm trying to think of like, I mean.
Arguing against himself.
Yeah, I'm trying to kind of toss you a bone and think of a counter argument. And I was thinking about Home Alone, but even like Home Alone, there's tons of lovable characters.
The villains are lovable.
Yeah,
Oh,
I mean it's
the
like
Wet Bandits?
you can't help but love them because you're just like, oh, that's fucking.
Yeah.
But I really can't think of like any ones besides the horror ones where they're like, but like Krampus for instance, I don't know. It's just
Rudolph, those other fucking reindeer.
Ugh.
The worst.
Yeah. But I was going to say, like, even the horror films, like, if you think of... I'm coming back to Rare Export because I haven't seen Krampus, but, like, it's kind of the same story as Krampus. And
It's
the little
very
kid is
similar.
great in it. Like, and so I think where a lot of Christmas... What?
What's his stupid little stuffed animal's name?
Vupe.
Vupe!
But anywho, next year we're watching Rare Exports.
Oh, yeah.
I fucking love that
I will
movie.
also yell Vupe like 300 times.
But I lost my train of thought.
Vupe is a lovable character.
Yeah, the kid's a lovable character.
You can't even remember the kid's name. You can remember Vupe.
Yeah, because he says Vupe 500 times.
He really does.
Anywho.
So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and mark that with a T.
Yeah. Well, I just want to argue that this was not released for the holidays.
Oh yeah.
I don't know where this falls, but it was released in 1988 in the summer. So as we were saying, like, I don't really want to watch it in the summer.
Mm-hmm.
Technically, it was a summer release. However, what was it, Last Christmas or whatever that came out with?
Yeah, that came out in September.
The Mother of Dragons. It came out, like, not
Emilia
near
Clarke
Christmas.
And the dude from...
Oh, yeah.
Crazy Rich Asians.
Yeah, so I think, like, you can't... They release Christmas movies whenever because people fucking love Christmas.
There was a movie called Wish or something. It was straight up about the nativity. Like, a mule was running to Jesus, little baby Jesus.
Yeah.
Mm.
And I was like, the hell is this movie? Or Star. It was called Wish or Star.
Okay. Is it on, like, Crackle?
I don't know. No, it came out last year. It was in theaters.
Oh.
And you asked me 6 times, what is this movie, Adam?
What is this
You
fucking
would
movie?
never put it in your brain and remember it.
Yeah. Must not have been a good movie.
So
I still don't remember it.
So I'm gonna just tell you now, Sam.
I
You
lost.
did win a point, but the algorithm is telling me that Tim won.
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
And that Flipper Flix's algorithm, the FFA,
It's probably more accurate than Netflix's algorithm.
there's a good chance of that.
Because Netflix only gives me the same 5 movies to watch ever.
Yes.
And I don't like 3 of them.
Yeah. So the Flipper Flix algorithm is reading that Die Hard is in fact a Christmas
Oh, fuck. I just...
film. Wait, were we supposed to go for the other way?
No, hold on. Hateful Eight. Is that a Christmas movie?
No.
No.
There's
No?
just snow.
I don't know.
Well, I haven't seen it enough.
No,
Okay.
I thought about it because he's like, Joe Gage, what are you doing? I'm coming home to see my mama for Christmas. Oh, well, you don't seem like the coming home for Christmas type. That's pretty much like the only time it goes
okay.
against all of our arguments, but I was like, oh my god, it's around Christmas, I'm freaking out. But yeah, that's the only Christmas undertone it has, so.
Yeah, well, some people claim that Lord of the Rings is a Christmas movie.
And
How?
I will...
Because it has elves. That is one
What?
of the arguments.
Well, and they say, like, Gandalf comes back to life, like
Oh,
Jesus, and, like,
that's
there's, like,
reachy.
a lot...
And
Like-
I would say it's more Eastery then.
Yeah.
Jesus is being reborn. Also, the fact that Frodo's carrying of the ring is like Jesus carrying the cross.
Again, Easter.
Easter, not Christmas.
But I will say that Lord of the Rings is anytime movies. Like, if
I will watch
it on Christmas.
I will
I already-
smash some Lord of the Rings, yeah.
I already watched it in December once.
But just to come to a close about my side, like, please feel free to, like, reach out to us on social media if you have any other thoughts. But I'm going to bash you real quick if you feel this way. Just because, like, I don't really feel like you have a leg to stand on logically. Reason does not prevail if you say it's not a Christmas movie. I think what makes it not a Christmas movie is that, like, you just don't feel like it's a Christmas
Well, you don't feel like it, and in theory, you could probably switch it out for like the 4th of July.
I don't think so.
Yeah, but that's one argument versus how many
4.
other wins?
We have 4.
At least 4. You could have came up with more that I would have had to probably concede on.
Yeah, that was kind of rough because a lot of the, like, if you go through the Hallmark Christmas thing, it literally follows almost a Hallmark Christmas movie. It just has action in it.
That's
what. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I purely think the hate comes from the fact that it's an action movie.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Cause like the thing was, all of my arguments that I had to be like, yes, this is definitely not a Christmas movie, unravel in my hand, you know? Like, as I'm speaking, I'm like, yeah, well, you know, which is why I just hopped on your side, because I'd rather hop on your side than have you be like, well, you know.
Sam would rather be on the winning side.
Well, no, I would just say, like,
I'm just teasing.
I think it would be dumb for me to be like, well, this is my argument, when I know that it's wrong, and have Tim be like, rip it away, and then what am I supposed to say? Defend something that I don't think
Yeah,
is
people
right.
do it all the time,
That's
man.
true.
Have you ever watched Court?
That is true. I guess I should have just filibustered for half of
You
these.
should have pulled out the Bible, man.
Yeah.
Mr. Smith goes to Is it Mr. Smith goes to Washington? Somebody goes to Washington.
I don't know. The only other one I wanted to get, two I wanted to get opinions on are Just Friends and Love Actually. So I think that Love Actually is definitely a Christmas movie because there's so many references. But where I think that Just Friends is more just a rom-com that takes place in the holidays. But I didn't know if you guys kind of...
I've never seen either one.
Feelings.
Love Actually has Alan Rickman in it.
Yes.
So it's a Christmas movie.
And Bill Nighy.
I mean, I'm just saying, and he sings naked. So there's the nudity aspect.
Yeah.
Okay. Do we have any other points about the movie?
That it sucked and I hated it because it's a Christmas movie. I'm just
Okay.
kidding. I liked it.
I will get to the cast then.
Why didn't you try to stop him, John? Because then you'd be dead too, asshole. Think, goddammit, think!
Bruce Willis plays John McClane.
Wow, what?
I know. He was in another movie that I brought up earlier, 12 Monkeys.
Yes.
It's done by Terry Gilliam, and you know what other movie Terry Gilliam's done?
The Man Who Killed Don Quixote.
The Man Who Killed Don Quixote.
Terry Gilliam, can you please give us a sponsorship for that movie with the amount of times that we've said it? I mean, I enjoy it. It's a good movie, but damn.
Anyways, he's also in Unbreakable.
Mm-hmm.
Tim's favorite director, M. Night Shyamalan.
Yes.
Oops, no bullets. What do you think? I'm fucking stupid, Hans?
Nice. Anyways, but Bruce Willis started in a rom-com television show with Sybil, something or other, called Moonlighting. And the Sybil chick, she was in Taxi Driver.
Oh.
She's the girl.
Oh.
Yeah.
Would you look at that? You probably said
think
that
that's
during
right.
that episode.
That sounds right. Hans Gruber is played by Alan Rickman. He's in other Christmas movies called Harry Potter. Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. I'm just kidding. He's also in Love Actually.
Nice.
And then Robin Hood, the Kevin Costner Robin Hood. Kevin Kline. One of the Kevins.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Is the building destroyed?
I don't know which one it is.
It's
not the
with
one.
Taron Egerton?
No. Unfortunately, Alan Rickman passed away. Before then.
Barely.
By about a year and a half or two.
Yeah, that's not much.
Anyways, no, he was in a 1990s version where he's the sheriff of Nottingham.
Huh.
Because we have like 17 different versions of Robin Hood.
Hoods, yeah.
Holly Gennaro, which, by the way, Holly,
Another Christmas reference.
I hate her. She's boring.
Was always kind of partial to Roy Rogers, actually. I really like those sequin shirts.
Real quick on Roy Rogers, Tim.
Did you know it's a drink?
It's a delicious drink. But Roy Rogers says yippee-yi-yay.
Yeah.
Does Bruce Willis say yippee-ki-yay or yippee-yi-yay?
Kaye.
I'm saying Kai. Tim, what do you say?
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
Correct.
So I changed
But
it a little bit.
Holly Gennaro is in Parenthood,
Okay.
The Division, and Designated Survivor.
Oh, so she's a TV show person.
Yes.
Okay.
And then Sergeant Al Powell, or Al Powell. Oh, you know, this whole time I thought they were saying Al Powell, like P-A-L.
Yeah.
But his last name is Powell.
Nice.
Al Powell. Anyway, he's played by Reginald Vell Johnson. He's in The Heart of Dixie.
Nice.
Family Matters.
Nice.
And you guys ready for this? He is the judge in the episode of Sunny when it's the McPoyle versus Ponderosa.
Trial of the Century.
Trial of the Century. Wow. He is the judge.
That's amazing.
So
I love it.
I'm Sergeant Al Powell right now. Anyways, Dwayne T. Robinson is played by Paul Gleason, and probably most likely only know him from The Breakfast Club.
Yeah, the principal.
Yeah, and then he's also in Not Another Teen Movie. Argyle, and I'm going to pronounce his name probably correctly because it's how it was said in the TV show. Devroy A. or something. I'm close. Mm-hmm. White. He was in The Blues Brothers and then Head of the Class. That's just a TV show.
Nice.
The director is John McTiernan, and he took forever to get on the movie. They had to literally beat him down 30 times So he accepted it. And he did Predator, Last Action Hero, and Rollerball.
Nice.
But this movie, did you guys know this movie was nominated for 4 Oscars?
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Which ones? You didn't write them
4 Oscars.
Welcome to the party, pal.
I was like, Tim's being way too quiet. He's waiting to say, say a
something.
quote. A couple other random factoids. This movie's tagline was, "It will blow you through the back of the wall."
Nice. That might be one of my favorites.
Happy trails, Hans!
Bruce Willis was the highest paid actor ever after this, like, because of this film. Not anymore, obviously, but he made $5 million to do this movie, which is unheard of.
Yeah, they were saying since, like, he had the TV show, right? And they were like, it's a big risk for him to do this movie because I think he had done a few and they had flopped or whatever.
Oh, yeah, he did a couple of rom-coms.
Yeah, and they didn't do well. And he's like, well, it's a big risk for my client. And so he, like, upped the price and is like, damn, dude.
Yeah.
It's not that big of a risk.
And then Nakatomi Tower, Plaza Tower thingy, was actually Fox headquarters.
Mm-hmm.
And all of those they were actually not done with building it. And they didn't CGI any of those explosions.
Nice.
They might have done them offset, but they did not CGI a lot of them. They were saying, they're like, yeah, we used a lot of real explosions. They were difficult.
They're a lot more work.
You know how to use a handgun, Bill?
I don't. Will you teach me? Anyways, and then 9 out of 12 of the terrorists were over 6 foot tall.
Woo!
That's pretty intimidating.
9 million terrorists in the world, and I gotta kill one with feet smaller than my sister.
That was a good part.
It was a good one. All right, I'm gonna get into the critics real quick. The ratings. The critics rating was a 94%.
Damn.
The audience rating was a 94%.
Damn.
The IMDb rating was 8.2 out of 10.
Boo.
Google passed it
Good job, Google.
with a 91%.
I expected Google to fail it.
Yeah.
Just seems like something Google would do.
Yeah. So our algorithm, the FFA,
Mm-hmm.
Flipper Flix Algorithm, it told us that this was a Christmas movie, and so we're gonna actually have a 2-part question. Sam, well, we all decided that you would only watch, like, this movie only makes sense to watch around Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
So Sam, would you flip it on? Like, assuming you're gonna watch it near Christmas, not necessarily on Christmas. I mean, it could be that awkward in between state between Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Yeah, I would flip it on. I'm not sure it would make it into my Christmas repertoire every year. I like to cry for Christmas. This isn't really a cry one.
That's just how Sam rolls, man.
I just like to cry sometimes.
She,
So all the Christmas movies make me cry. And so I don't know, this does not make me cry. This makes me laugh. So maybe on a year where I've had a little bit too much crying, too many beer tears, I could flip this one on and, like, recover. But I was just going to say, I think I said this earlier, but it slots nicely in November because it's like you kind of watch, like, The Nightmare Before Christmas, and then you watch this one, and then you're, like, pumped, ready for your traditional holiday movies. That's when I would flip it on. I might flip it on for, like, early in December, but I think, like, in regards to on Christmas Day or Christmas Eve, I don't think I would flip it on those days, just personally, but I'm sure plenty of people do.
Mm-hmm.
But Adam?
I would agree with just about everything you said. I don't think I would turn it on Christmas Eve, because Christmas Eve it's a wonderful life.
Exactly.
For us.
This is like 3 hours long. I need to cry for all 3 hours.
Yeah. And some people argue that's not even a Christmas
It's a
movie.
journey.
But I think it is, based on our algorithm, it is a Christmas movie.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, that being said, I would watch this movie like around when Sam said it, probably because she's the boss. She's not the boss.
That's not true.
We're co-bosses.
We're a democracy.
Yeah, mostly. Depends on the day. Sometimes I'm told just pick a movie. And then I'm sometimes like, here, you pick a movie. That's not really democratic. That's more like, here, you do this. That's lazy.
Yeah.
Anyways.
We're a lazy democracy.
Yeah, we're very lazy. Anyway, so
Mm-hmm.
Tim, would you flip it on for Christmas?
And if so, when?
Yeah.
Give me the exact date and time.
Around now, actually.
So like mid-December?
Yeah, so when we actually watched and recorded this, yeah.
Which, by the way, is actually near Christmas. We're recording near it, not
I mean,
weeks in
think about it
advance.
this way: we talked about it since May, and we're watching it around now. That tells you everything you need to know about this movie as far as Christmas is concerned. Absolutely flip it on. I think it's one that everyone needs to see because not only is it a good standalone film, it's a classic. I mean, it's Bruce Willis's start. If you don't like him,
No,
I
his
can
star was
see that.
moonlighting, bro.
And it just has a lot of like inside jokes, I guess I want to say, or inside snippets that other things take and use, just for fun.
Yeah.
And that you'll enjoy other movies because of it if you catch on to those kind of things. So yeah, flip it on. I think it's, for me, like, I don't really think about the movie until around Christmas time, and then I'm like, yeah, I gotta watch it. Like, I can't not watch it because it is the Christmas action movie. And so yeah, I think around mid-December is pretty spot on when I consider watching it. I think November's a little early for me. I'm still in my Thanksgiving mood.
Yeah.
So I'm usually on, things like Thanksgiving and stuff like that. But yeah.
What about Turkey Bowl?
God.
Anyways, we won't
Here's
get
what
in
we're
there.
gonna do. We have your holiday schedule for you. You're gonna watch Turkey Bowl and kill yourself. Just kidding. But after that, you're gonna, on Friday, December 13th, you're gonna watch The Nightmare Before Christmas. And then on December 14th or December 12th, you're gonna watch Die Hard.
Yep, there you go.
So whenever December 13th falls on a Friday, you slot Die Hard around that.
Yeah. So cool. Well, Flipper Flix Algorithm's first test in the Great Debate has officially been put to a halt. I give it the stamp of approval. And yeah, well, thanks for joining us, and happy holidays.
Yeah.
Sam, sing us out. No, she won't do it.
Yippee-ki-yay.
Oh, yeah.
Yippee-ki-yay. Yippee.